Am Marlene of Life with Marlene. I am your Florida vlogger, and I do live streams. I upload videos and vlogs and all of those things. So here I am today doing a stream, and we're going to talk about this topic about nosy people. Do you know some nosy people that always ask too much? Do you know some nosy people and they ask you way too much, things that you don't like? We're going to talk about all of those things in this live stream today. So welcome everybody. If you have not already, please go ahead and hit the like, subscribe to this channel, all of those things. So what are some questions that some people ask you? Are those there's some people in your life, like relatives? Is it friends? Is it some other people that they feel like they're privy to your personal and private information? Hey Kristen, how are you doing? Happy Thursday. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your support. What do you know some people that feel like they are entitled to know your business? And what are some of the questions? Let me start a poll. Let me start a poll, and then we're going to get started. Okay. There we go. I just started the poll. So, do you have some nosy people who are in your life that like to ask you about your personal and your private business? Let me start off by saying this. While I care about my relatives, I really and honestly do. You gotta take a deep breath. but what happened was I care about them and everything. I appreciate their support, and I know that sometimes people, they mean well. Not all the time. Sometimes people mean well and they and they go too far. Let me just say that. Kristen says, my business is not their business. Yes. It kind of triggers me. Let me say that. It kind of triggers me when people go into things that is none of their concern. I'm going to first start off talking about the ones that are our relatives that try to get into our business. Do you have maybe your parents, siblings? It could even be your children. And they're always all up in your personal business. And yet at the same time, their business is not on track. I've always found that people love to give you advice about your business, and you look at their business sometimes and like, why are you trying to give me advice about my life and my business? And look at your business, look at like, you don't even have this, and this together, but you're trying to give me advice on my life. I'm like, that's crazy. It's always people who are going to try to control us or try to control you, and they think that it's all right. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. I don't understand. It's something that I'm very confused about when it comes to relatives. On one side, they say that they care about you, but then on the other side, they're really, I don't know, I feel like sometimes they want to know, but at the same time they want to know so that they can go and spread your business. They want to know so that they can get involved in whatever, knowing. Sometimes people ask you questions with a motive. Like, they come with a motive, they have this agenda, they want to know things about you, not always with the best intentions. And that's what gets on my nerves, because you don't know what really is the intention of people who are asking you your personal business? Are you here because you honestly care about me? Or are you only here because you want to know to go and gossip my business? Or are you here because you're trying to find out something about my life in order to go and duplicate it? And I've seen this so often in the business world where people like to go and get involved in what you do. They try to find out your idea so that they can go and steal your ideas and then pass it off as their own. That happens so often on the job. Now, I always will say, I care about my family. I care about my relatives, quote unquote. But at the same time, our relatives sometimes can be a mess. They can be a real trip. You know, you love them, but certain people, they're toxic. Certain relatives are toxic, and while you love them and while you care about them, you can't let them drive you crazy. For a really long time, I let my relatives drive me crazy. They want to know everything. They feel like they're entitled to know all your business. And if you don't tell them, then it's an argument. And it's just a mess when it comes to relatives. Like I'm saying, I'm speaking about my family. I cannot speak on yours. I'm speaking on mine. In my family, it's a lot of people who feel entitled to know your business. People feel like you have to tell them things and you have to do things for them. A lot of people who feel privileged, I don't know what that is. Some of it is because these are older relatives, and maybe in their generation they feel like because they're older, because they've known you all this time, because they've taken care of you, they feel like, oh, because of that, I deserve to know your business. So let me start talking about this point as I've blabbed on. So I've seen 7 people have voted on the poll. I asked, do you have nosy people in your life? Please vote on the poll. Let me pull this up. Okay. I'm trying to pull up my notes. Give me a second, everybody. Hold on. Of course, my Wi-Fi is buffering. So, do you have nosy people in your life? Let me know in the comments section. Okay. Yes. Hi, Tamika. How are you doing? Okay. So, we all know what a nosy question is, right? A nosy question is one that is asked because the person asking just wants to get into your business, right? Into another person's business. So there's no real reason for asking, just the desire to find out. They just want to know what you have going on, especially when they see that you're happy, or they see you're thriving. They just have to know. Good morning, Eunice. How are you doing? All is well here. I hope you're doing well too. And that's what a lot of people want to do. They want to know your business so bad. So let's start talking about this. What are some questions that are too nosy, too personal for people to ask? Okay, let's start this. I found this information on the internet. Deep questions. What are too personal to ask somebody? Okay. Okay. A question that is too nosy to ask is a question that puts somebody on the spot. So, say you're somewhere. This is one thing that really grinds my gears, is when you're in a group, whether it's on the job, whether it's with your family or friends or other people, and people ask you questions that's very personal and it embarrasses you. I don't know if any of you have experienced it, but like you're in a group setting and people will ask you something and put you on the spot, and you could feel like your face getting hot because you feel not only nervous, you feel embarrassed and you're like, why are they asking me this in front of everybody? And everybody's looking at you kind of waiting for the answer too, because they would like to know. Miss Eunice says, yes, I do on the job, my personal business as well as family. Yes. I don't know. I feel like when you are on the job, you have to establish from the beginning certain boundaries. And I haven't done it always. I had to learn and grow into how to act on the job. I had to learn when I start a job, I don't go into a job anymore starting off, when people ask you, are you married? Are you this? Are you that? What do you do on your, I start off automatically saying, I appreciate your concern, but I would rather keep my personal business private. That's one thing that you have to start off on a job that way, because if you start off first by talking about your family or your kids, you go on the job with your issues, and then it just builds and builds and builds, and then it gets absolutely out of control. Kristen says, don't put me on the spot. You will get your feelings hurt. I hear that, Kristen. I hear that, because the whole thing that kind of gets on my nerves is the people who try to put you on the spot, right? They try to put you on the spot. They try to embarrass you, make you feel bad. But at the same time, if you check them, aren't they the first persons to get offended? They get angry. They get angry and upset because you check them, and I learned something valuable from my father. I remember when I was a little girl. It's not, you don't have to go there 100%. Some people you do. Some people you have to just like, if you don't tell them off, they'll never get it. But I always start off first by giving person like a one-time, okay, I'll be nice to you this time, but not the next time. So all you have to do is say, don't you think that's a little bit too personal? I think that's a little bit too personal for you to know. So that's all you have to do. Is sometimes certain people, I guess, when they feel comfortable with you, especially when it comes to our relatives, they feel like no question is too personal. They feel like, oh, I'm your cousin, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, I'm your child, I'm your this person or that person, I'm your aunt, your grandmother, your mother, your father, that I'm entitled to know this. And that's a no. It's a no from here. And I hope it's a no from you too. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. And when it comes to certain people, if you don't set boundaries with them, they're going to do what they want to. They have no problem with embarrassing you. That's what I don't like. They have no problem embarrassing you and making you feel bad. But if you check them and tell them how you really feel about what they said, I can't believe it. Like, I have one relative right now that doesn't talk to me because at a get-together we had as an occasion, they asked me something and I didn't want to answer it. And they're upset because I didn't tell them. Like, I don't want to talk to them anymore because they didn't want to tell me this or that. But that's not your business. But at the same time, they're the same people who will never tell you anything about them. They'll never tell you their business. They'll never tell you what's going on in their world, but they feel like they are entitled to know your business. And I see that there's 18 votes so far. Thank you guys so much for voting on the poll. I'm going to keep it up for another probably 30 minutes. NO ain't that slow. How are you doing? Welcome. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So that's one thing that kind of irritates me when you talk about people. They don't know about boundaries. Some people don't know about boundaries. Some people do know when they're going too far and they don't care, but you have to check them. You have to check people, or they're going to keep going as far as you allow them. So after talking about your relatives, now let's talk about, we talked about on the job. Well, not really, but let's talk about on the job. When you go on the job, there's a lot of people that they may be well-meaning, and a lot of people, they bring their issues from home and they bring it into the workplace. And that becomes a major problem because when you start to get friendships with people on the job, it becomes like two wired together that you have to separate. The job is not a place for friendship. You know, if you want to have a friendship, you should not bring that friendship to the job because it always brings issues. And I can say, being in management and being a supervisor and things like that, if somebody is your friend, it's harder for you to be able to critique them or to say things because then they'll get mad. So, you know, I believe that the best thing to do on a job is keep things professional. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. But like I said from the beginning, when you're on a job, when you start a job, don't even bring your personal things to the workplace. You know, I always tell them all the time, you know, I stay to myself. I mind my own business. I'm not going to tell you what's going on in my home. Even when they ask, I say I don't talk about those things. I only focus on the job. I'm here, I make money, and I go home. Because anytime it gets too sticky, when people start getting involved, then they feel like they have the right to know about your kids, whether you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship, you know, how much money you're getting if you're on vacation. It's too much. People get too involved because you've told them too much. So for me, something that I had to learn, you know, as I've gotten older, as I've matured, just learn to be quiet. I had to learn that. I had to learn to zip my mouth. Like, Marlene, you are talking too much. And sometimes we talk about things because we're excited about things that we have going on, like a vacation, if you're in a relationship, you know, talking about things on the surface like the weather and things that's related to the job. Of course, those are the things. But when you start getting into the personal, private things about your relationship, about your kids, about other things that have nothing to do with the job, that's not a good thing. Hi, Link. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. If you could hit the like, I definitely appreciate it. So, when it comes to a job, what do you all think? Thank you so much. What do you all think about on the job? What do you think on the job? Do you start a job and do you set boundaries and tell people, I don't want you to do this, this, and this? Or do you kind of just sit back and just let them do anything? I had to start, when I started my recent job a few months ago, I had to start off with boundaries. Like, I appreciate you guys asking. I appreciate your care and your concern. Or, you know, I appreciate your care and your concern and all of those things, but I would rather just keep my personal business private. And sometimes they'll get a little bit upset. Sometimes they'll say they understand, but whatever it is, you know, it's not up for other people. I had to learn for myself that I had to, make sure that I'm happy. And until you make yourself happy, everybody else around you is going to be unhappy. So, you know, I say that to all of you. We're adults. Be mature adults and set boundaries with people. When people ask you questions, it doesn't mean that you have to answer it. That's something that I had to learn for myself. As a woman, as a mature woman, I had to learn that it was okay that just because people ask you a question, I don't have to answer it. Just because somebody thinks or they want to know something, it doesn't mean you have to respond. It doesn't mean you have to tell them anything. It doesn't mean that you have to get close to people. It doesn't mean any of those things. But that's something that we as adults, we have to first respect ourselves, you know? You have to respect yourself and you have to set those boundaries and you have to put it out there in the atmosphere and tell people, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. And I will not allow you to go any further past that. Oh, thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. Eunice says, yes, I'm not mean about it, but I do set boundaries. I don't mind speaking on general things. That doesn't bother me. But in regards to deeper subjects, no. That's one thing that I do, and I'm trying to learn to bridge that over to my relatives, because it's kind of a little sticky when it comes to your relatives, because we care about our relatives and everything, but at the same time, not all relatives mean us the best and care about us. So you have to kind of feel it out. You have to feel the energy. You have to pay attention to how they treat you and treat other people. How do they talk and all of those things, to find out, is this a person that I can trust? And that's what I think it all boils down to when we're talking about people who ask you questions. Is this someone who is deserving of getting the answer to their question, or do they not deserve it? Just because, like I said earlier, just because somebody is asking you a question doesn't mean they deserve to know. It doesn't. That's a privilege that it's over time. It's over, the things that you've done together, that they've shown that they can be respectful. They've shown that they can be trusted. They've shown that they're going to be committed to you, and you don't have to worry about all your business being out in the streets, because that's something that I don't like. I don't play about that. I don't play about my family when it comes to certain things. I don't want other people in my business talking about my family, even if it's my family. But I learned that it's my immediate family, the people who I live with, and then maybe a few people who are outside of that I classify as my immediate family. And then there are people like the outside relatives. Just because a person is your relative, it doesn't mean that they're entitled to ask you all questions. It doesn't. Let's see. Miss Eunice says, once I get to know the person, then I know what to discuss with them and what not to. Yeah, you kind of, you go by the person's reputation, and they're just here to find out my business. Like they'll start off, so what's going on with you? Nothing. What's going on with you? You kind of have to play the game with certain people, because some people are sent. I don't know if it happens in your family, on the job, or in circles that you know of, but some people are sent to go and fish in your business. So what's going on with you? Are you in a relationship? Do you have this going on? And what's that? And what's going on? And do you have a house and this? And did you get a new car? And how is it going with this and that? So like, there's certain questions that I feel that it's okay, like general questions. Oh, I hope you feel better, Awan. The whole thing about this life is you really have to find out who is a person that you can deal with and who is a person that you can't. Miss Eunice says, I learned my lesson. A specific job, there was a lot of women. I had to let them know I don't gossip. I let them know if I have something to say about them, I will let them know. Yes. And that's the thing. It's hard. I'm not saying that men don't have issues. Hi, Dr. Philosopher Poet. How are you doing? Welcome in. That's the thing about working. It's your environment. Some environments are toxic, and me working in healthcare and social work and things that I see, see, you're asking questions that is too personal. That's the thing about this life, is it's very important for us to know what we want, especially when it comes to a job. You have to know what you want. You have to know how far you're going to go, and then that's it. And when it comes to women, I can't say it doesn't happen with men, but a lot of times when it comes to women, that women ask you things with not good motives, because they're not trying to be your friend. They don't like you. People ask you questions, and it's not a good thing. Hi, Enough is Enough. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Hi, Simon. That's the whole thing, is that we have to realize, okay, we have to realize what we deserve, we have to realize what we're worth. And just because a person asks us questions, it doesn't mean we have to answer it. You don't have to answer other people's questions on the job, within your family, whoever the people are, your quote unquote friends. So let's start talking about friends. That's when you have to take a deep breath. If I had a drink, I would take a sip of a drink, because people who are your friends, quote unquote, are not always your friends. People can become wolves in sheep's clothing. They don't care about you. And it's sad that there are individuals that are very toxic like that, are very controlling, and they are pretending to be your friends, but they're not really your friends. So, identify who are your real friends and who really isn't, you know. That's the thing about life, is you have to find out what makes you feel comfortable and what makes you feel uncomfortable. And certain questions are just a no-no. There's certain things that you don't ask people. You don't ask people about their relationship issues, if there are any. You don't ask people about their money. You don't ask people about, just personal things that you wouldn't feel comfortable being asked. Don't ask other people. And there are a lot of people who will push the boundaries. They will push and push and feel like, just why don't you answer it? Why? And they try to make it seem like you're secretive. I find that to be interesting. The individuals who make it seem like you're being secretive. And the thing about it is, you're not secretive. They're just nosy. So I asked in the poll, 25 votes so far. Do you have nosy people in your life? Let me see what the poll says. 56% said they have nosy people in their business, and 44% says no. That's interesting. So over half of you have nosy people in your life. Okay. Enough is enough. You can see what the title is when you clicked on here. I always say that, when someone is asking a question, you have to make a choice whether you're going to answer it or not. Okay? I'm in the United States. You have to make a choice whether you want to answer a question or not. So let's start talking about the questions that people ask on social media, because I do social media. I wouldn't say yet I'm an influencer because I don't have sponsorships or anything. But, I guess when you make content, you could be classified as an influencer. Hold on a second, guys. My allergies today. When you are on social media, the questions that people ask, and I know all my fellow content creators will get this. Why do people feel, because you're on social media, that you have to answer their questions? Con, you can see what I'm doing. Hi, how are you doing, Rock Chick Beauty? Welcome in. And that's the thing about this life, is you have to really know who you are when you make social media. You have to know yourself. Hey, Realist, how are you doing? Welcome in. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. The thing about social media is you have to know yourself. And a lot of people, they come on social media and they don't know themselves. They don't know who they are, and if you're going through a period of disruption and all of that, and you don't know your own self, I don't think that you should be on social media. You have to have a strong personality. You can't be like falling apart with everything that everybody says. You got to know yourself first. Ciao. Welcome in, everybody. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So let's talk a little bit about social media, shall we? There's a lot of people who are on social media, right? And there are people who are trolls, okay? And they like to troll other people for whatever reason because they have nothing going on, because they whatever. Some people just have issues mentally. Some people are evil and they like to go on people's social media and try to whatever, control them, impact them, influence them, make fun of them, whatever the case may be. Because I've seen a lot of things since I've been on social media. A lot of people who come on social media just to sit in people's live streams and make fun of them. Like, if you don't like somebody's content, oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Rock Chick. When you do social media, to all you content creators, don't let these people get into your head. Don't let these people influence you or make you feel like you're inferior. Don't let people rush you and, oh, you meant trolls? Oh no, I'm sorry, Rock Chick. But it happens. And that's the thing what I'm talking about. People like to come in and to I have a channel membership, and I do also have Cash App. My Cash App is Best Life 727, BESTLIFE 727. So those are the two ways you can support: channel membership and Cash App. And I do think I also have Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. Yeah, don't let it bother you, And being on social media, I've learned that I'm a really strong person, because if you have some mental health stuff going on, like if you're not strong, you'll get really depressed behind the things that people will say. People, especially in the shorts feed, you know, especially in the shorts feed, people have said many times, hey, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. Why are you on social media? You're boring. I've seen all kinds of stuff. I've gotten marriage proposals. It's a lot of things on social media. You get a whole all type of personalities, all type of people. But what I'm saying is, when people come on your live streams, come on your videos, and yeah, all of those things, don't let them get to you. Don't let people get to you, and don't feel like you have to answer people unless you want to. Yes, Kristen, a view is a view. I look at it as a view too. So if people want to come in with their foolishness, sometimes I'll answer the question just like in real life. Just like if I was talking to you in real life. Sometimes I want to answer a question, and if I feel like the question is ridiculous or whatever, I will not respond to it. It's about protecting my energy. I don't have time to waste on foolishness. And there's a lot of people who think that you're going to sink down to their ridiculousness, or their low vibration, their low energy, their manipulation. No, I'm not. Rock Chick says, I got some great watch time from them. Yeah, and I'm happy for you. And that's what it's about. I do think that it's important for us to honestly focus our energy on what's important, and don't let people get to you. And I know that it's not easy. To all of you social media, all you content creators, it gets kind of irritating sometimes when people ask you questions or they say things to you that you may not like. Let me start another poll. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm putting in a poll. Oh my goodness, this stupid thing. It is not easy to type in this poll thing. Okay, I'm almost done, guys. Hold on a second. Okay, done. Okay. So take the poll, guys. Another thing that I will say when it comes to social media, make sure you're taking your breaks. Make sure you're taking your breaks from social media, because most of us, just about everybody, they have a life. You have a family. You you got stuff going on. Like, I don't know about you all, but social media is not my entire life. I got real life stuff happening. I got things that I really need to focus on. I got mental health stuff. I'm trying to balance stuff. So if you feel that you need to take a break from the foolery, which I call social media, the foolery that happens on here, you have to protect your mental health. And certain people get on here asking questions, demanding, trying to control you, being evil. And even sometimes the questions that people ask is too personal, too private, and it starts to go into your personal life. Like, people want to know where you live and all kinds of stuff, like weird stuff. People want to know your phone number. It's like, no. Like, I understand this is social media, but it's all sorts of people on here. And you just have to know yourself, and you have to set some boundaries and respect yourself. Ladies and gentlemen. I can't speak on the gentleman because I'm not a guy. I'm not a man. But I can say from a woman's standpoint, protect yourself, ladies. Don't be, there's a lot of people, and I know that it goes on the guy side too, that are social media influencers, people who send you these provocative pics. Yeah. I've seen some things, people who try to slide in your DMs with the nastiness. You all know what I'm talking about. I think every content creator gets all kinds of stuff in their DM, direct messaging, or their email, or whatever. The things that I've seen is just, some people are weird, and it shows where people's mind goes to. Let's see. Kristen says, I've seen creators give out their numbers. Wow. On live, Kristen? Or through email? Yeah, there's a lot of things that, you have to be careful, especially on social media. You have to be careful what you share. You have to be careful about protecting your children, if you have children, or protecting, your older relatives, or if you have people who are special needs. What, Kristen, is in their description? Oh, they want people to call them? Okay. That's different. But you know what I always say, to each his or her own. Maybe that person is lonely, or whatever the case may be, and they may be able to handle it. Or maybe it could be that they have a Google phone number, because I think just about everybody knows about that. And if you don't, you should. If I give out a number to somebody on social media, it's definitely going to be a Google phone number. For sure. Yeah, very different, Kristen, right? Yeah, that's still crazy to me. That doesn't make any sense. It's kind of weird. But, different folks do different things, but that's what it is. So I also wanted to say, to all you ladies and gentlemen, be careful about, what you post. And also be careful about what you say. On this social media app, what goes around comes around. That's all I'm going to say about that. What you do to one person be careful what you say about other people, because I know that a lot of people like to, make fun of people, laugh at them, clown them. I've even heard people say on social media, I hope you get unalived. I hope this happens to you. I hope you lose your job. I hope you break up in your relationship. It's a lot of weird things that people say, that people who are trolls or evil people, low vibrational, negative, low energy people will say. So you do have to be careful, and you do have to be, pay attention to what you say, what you share, and who you trust. I think who you trust is a very important thing on social media. And even when you trust people, you still have to be careful that you don't tell them certain things. Like, it doesn't matter if somebody is your friend or not. It doesn't matter if you trust people. Certain things you don't share. You don't share your banking information. You don't share where you work. You don't share, your address and things like that, your phone number. It's just a no. Hi, 20CH. How are you doing? Welcome. Thank you for tapping in from Japan. So that's one thing, everybody, that I definitely have to say. Make sure you're protecting yourself in all aspects, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health. Yeah, it's all of those things. So don't let people who feel like entitled to ask you personal questions, you don't have to answer it, you know? And if people who, all of those who are on social media, if somebody asks you a question and you don't like it, delete it. It's that simple. Or if somebody is in your live stream and you don't like it, delete their comment. You don't have to respond to it. Okay. We have to learn to protect our energy. And it's not just social media in general. Protect your energy and don't let people get to you. I want to go back to talking about on the job now. When it comes to like questions that they'll ask, I forgot to say this when I was thinking about it, and I remember, I think it was Eunice who said that she had a problem with women on the job and in the area. I don't know if you worked in an office setting, but I know when I worked in an office setting, that was a lot of women around, and it's like all they did was sit around and gossip about one another. And that's a major problem for me. One thing that I don't like is I don't like people who like to talk about others. Because I know I have my own real problems in real time. I don't have time to focus on what other people are doing, what other people are saying. I need to be focused on myself and getting my bag and making sure my relatives are happy and making sure I'm well and my mental health and all of those things. So, yeah, it's all those things. But I remember when I was working in that environment, working in an office, I used to cry. I think I cried every day on that job. It was an awful circumstance when you're in a setting to where you're around people and it's very much like a clique. And if they made a decision that they don't like you, Miss Eunice says, I couldn't stand it. The environment was toxic. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. When you're in an environment that's really toxic, it doesn't just have to include on the job. But for me, I found on the job that there's so much toxicity. Like it's people who are controlling, people who are manipulative. There's always people who try to get you fired. People who always want to know your business, and people who will stretch the truth or just plain out lie on you just because of whatever reason. They don't like you for whatever reason. But also, I have to say this. Our relatives, sometimes your very own blood relatives will be ones that will ask you questions because they want to gossip about you. And I think that that's sad. I think that's very sad that your own relative, your quote unquote family, is asking questions about you so that they can go and spread your business. And that is one of the quickest ways for me. When I find out, I know I've only told you and you go and spread my business, especially if it's something that I've told you because I trust you, and then you go and break trust and go and tell other people. Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with that, and I'm done with them. I'm just being honest. I'm very much a private person. I don't like to have everybody in my business. And I've heard people say, well, we're family. And for me, that doesn't matter. If I wanted other people to know, I would tell them. If I tell somebody something and then they go and tell somebody else, for me, that's breaking trust. That means that I can't trust you with anything moving forward. So that's a whole real thing. If you find that you tell somebody something and they go and tell other people, spread it around, whether it's on the job, whether it's a relative, whoever it is. Let me see what you guys are saying in this poll. Okay. What do you do when someone is nosy? Only 20% say you tell them off. I thought it was going to be 80% would say I'll tell them off. It depends on the day what I'll do when someone is nosy. If you catch me on a bad day, or you catch me when I'm hungry, you may get a different response. But 80% of you say you ignore them. Okay. All right. We have some mature people. Very good. Hey, Doretha, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. But that's how I handle it. I try my best to not let people get to me. But when I find that there's somebody that I trusted and then they stab me in the back by spreading my business, and I don't like it. I don't like when I've told somebody something, and especially if I've said, do not tell anybody. This is personal. This is private between you and I. Then I expect that. I expect for them to keep their word. But I had to learn that, especially when it comes to my relatives or my friends, you have to know that if you tell somebody and they have a husband or they have a romantic relationship, you know you're going to tell two people, because most likely they're not going to keep it to themselves. Whenever something happens, they're going to go and they're going to tell their spouse, they're going to tell their boyfriend or whoever, whatever you told them. So, you have to keep all of that in mind. Kristen says it depends on the person and the day. Yes, some days I'll let it go, and other days you may get some very spicy words. I may tell you a few things that I can't say on YouTube. I may go to my Caribbean side and tell you off in patois. So it depends on the day. Some days I'll be like, I don't even care. They're not even worth it. Most of the time I'll say it's not worth it and I'll ignore people. But if somebody has broken a trust or done something that's very offensive, I'm definitely going to check them and let them know that what they did was wrong, and we're done. Doretha says, I had to learn to keep my mouth shut and keep my secrets to myself. I think that's the best thing to do, honestly. But the hard part is that when you think you can trust somebody, like somebody who's a friend, quote unquote, and that, my phone froze for a second, guys. I think I had a phone call. But when I find that somebody has broken trust, and they have not done what I expected, like for me, I'm not a person that I have so many expectations, but one thing that I do expect for people to be honest with me. I do expect for people to be loyal and respectful. But when you have people and they'll throw you under the bus, especially behind your back, like when you hear like people talking about you and you're like, I thought we were cool. I thought we had a good relationship, and you find out that these people have been snakes all along you find that they were always jealous of you or didn't like you, that's when you have to change how you deal with those people, you know. And I'm the type of person that when I find out that somebody is a snake, I'm not going to automatically come and let you know that I know that you're a snake, but I am going to move in a way that shows you, like, I don't deal with you no more, I don't like you, and go about your business. Go about your business and stay out of mine. I'm just being honest, you know. I'm as I've gotten older, I've learned to be calm, because when I was younger, let me tell you, you know, I do have very much, I'm very much Caribbean, and my mouth is very slick. And I had to learn that there are certain people that when they ask you a question, I had to learn to choose to be quiet. I had to learn that certain people are not worth it. I had to learn that I have to have my own boundaries too, you know. You have to set your own boundaries, and you cannot let people mess up your energy, okay? Don't let people mess up your energy by whatever they have going on. And I found that people who are very angry, they're very angry for a reason. They want to be angry. They want to be jealous. They want to be controlling. They want to know your business, because let me say this. The people who ask you about your business, they have all these questions about you. Most likely they don't have that much going on. There's some people who actually are so intrigued by you, like they'll actually be like stalking you to find out your business everywhere you go. They just want to know everything about you, and those are very weird people, you know. I've always said I have so much things going on. How do some people have the time to be in other people's business like this? Is way beyond me. I don't understand it. I can't even handle all the things that I have to deal with in a day. Like, I got so much to do. And I guess some people have nothing to do. I honestly, I don't get it. And those are the same people who are always complaining about their life and all of these things. Like, I will never get it. I'm never going to get the people who always complain about their life and complain about what they want and all of these things, but at the same time, they're not doing anything to change their life. It's the people who complain about the same situation, and I know we all know them. It could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be on the workplace. You know, you hear the same complaint year after year after year, you know. Um, you hear you know, year after year, people complaining about the same things over and over again, right? And it's all of those things. That's what people do. They complain about something that they complain about things that don't really matter, you know, or they complain about things that they're not willing to change, right? And that's what they do. And I find that to be something really crazy. I really do. I think it's crazy, the ones that complain about their lives, but yet they do nothing to change it. And I always say, just stay out of my life, stay out of my business. Don't worry about what I have going on, what I'm trying to do. Because when you're in your zone and you're trying to be happy, there's always going to be people who will try to make you unhappy. They'll try to get you off track, off your goals, off your joy, off your peace. Don't let anybody stop you from your peace. Don't let anybody stop you from being happy. Don't let anybody stop you from your joy and anything that you want to do in this life, especially when it comes to social media. Okay? Especially when it comes to social media, do not let people who don't know you control your mindset, control your life, control your peace, control your joy. They don't know you. They don't know nothing about you, okay? And that's the thing that I have to say. Don't let people who don't know you control you. Don't give them an opportunity to have peace and to have power over you. Mm-mm. You're the one that has to make a decision to say, you know what? I'm in control of me. I'm in control of what I do. I'm in control of what I say. I'm in control of what I let them know about, you know? I think that's something that's very important. That's something that I feel is very important. Um, that we have to make sure that, you know, we're doing the best that we can do. Okay? Do the best that you can do, because that's what's important. That's what's valuable. Value your own self, value your own boundaries, and all of those things. And until you know yourself, until you love yourself, until you respect yourself, you're going to feel that people are entitled to know certain things. Nobody is entitled to know your business. Nobody is entitled to do anything for you, you know, and I had to go through that when it came to my family, relatives. They feel entitled to know your business. They feel entitled to, you know, everything. They're entitled to your money, entitled to your energy, entitled to whatever the case may be. So respect the chat, Tamara. And that's the thing that I have to say. Respect is earned. Okay? And when it comes to people who are asking questions, you don't have to answer it. Okay? You don't have to answer anything that you don't want to. And don't let people become demanding. Okay? You don't have to deal with demanding people. Let me ask a question in the chat. I know that Kristen, are you still in here? Just leave me a message on one of my videos, okay, Tamara? I want to know if you're going to go live later on today. No, they were okay, Tamara. They were okay. I want to know if you're going to go live later on today, or any of my my Gems family. If anybody is going live, if anybody is going live next, I would send all my people over to you because I'm about to get off of here in about 3 minutes. Oh, Saturday. Okay. Nobody else is going live today. I'm about to get off of here in about 3 minutes. But I wanted to have this conversation today. I'm going to go live. I think I'm going to go live again in about 4 hours because I'm trying to get a new playlist. I think I put on here that I'm going to do a live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes. So I'm going to be live in about 4 more hours. But if anybody is going live next, let me look and see if there's anybody who is live right now that we could go over to. Let's see. I don't see anybody that I know that's live. Let's see. Okay. Rock Chick, you're going to go live? Okay, I can send everybody over to you, Rock Chick. If you go live right now, I'll tell everybody to go over to you. If you go live, I'll come over right now. So set up your live and then we'll go over. Okay? I appreciate every single one of you for tapping in and supporting me and this channel. And don't let people get to you, whether it's social media, okay? It doesn't matter. Don't let people control you. Don't feel that you have to answer people's questions, okay? Because you don't. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And to everybody, you know, I'm trying to make this channel fully monetized. I think I have like 300 more hours that I need. So if anybody could run a playlist, I'd appreciate it. And I thank you in advance. And I know Kristen is trying to become monetized. If you could run a playlist for her too, I will always give support to all my mods first. And like I always say, I have channel membership over here. I did pass my 3,000 hours so that I do have channel memberships. My channel membership is very affordable. My membership starts at 99 cents, so can't get any cheaper than that. Hi, Sunshine Vlog. How are you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm just waiting for Rock Chick to set up her live, and we're going to go over there and see what she's going to be talking about. You're doing pretty good. Awesome. Thank you for coming through and supporting. And where are you guys from so that I can find out where my audience is from? I live in Florida, the United States. And I believe Kristen lives in Georgia. I know that Rock Chick Beauty lives in the UK. I don't know about anybody else. Oh, you're in the Philippines? Awesome. How is it in the Philippines today, Sunshine Vlog? And everybody else. I don't know about Miss Eunice and Doretha. I don't know where you guys, where do you live in the United States? If you guys want to share that. No problem, Rock Chick. I have the time. I can wait. I hope everybody had an awesome summer. I can't believe summer is almost over. That's like, wow. It's already August, and I'm so happy kids are back to school. You guys have no idea. I'm so happy kids are back to school. It's my favorite time when kids are back to school. Oh, you're in Memphis. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Did you get my message, Doretha? I sent you an email. Let me know if you got my message. It's okay. It gets pretty hot here in the Philippines. Yeah. I didn't know that it got hot in the Philippines. I thought it was just, I don't know. I guess I thought it was always nice weather. I didn't know that it got cold in the Philippines like it gets in other places. I don't know. I guess I thought it was a tropical place, that it never got cold. Oh, it is a tropical. Oh, so it's always warm. Okay. Okay. I did not know that. Thank you for telling me. Here in Florida, it usually gets cold around, I would like the end of October, like from October until, well, to me, from October until probably March is when I feel like the weather is not so nice. It's like the weather is like from October, I would say it starts in the 50s, and then it can get like in the 40s probably around January. So that's our cold weather. We get like down to 40s. People don't think that it gets cold in Florida, but it does. To me, that 40 is cold to me. Oh, I will look. As soon as I get off the live, Doretha, I'll look. Thank you. Oh, your fiance lives in Ohio? That's awesome. That's awesome. I like to know where my audience lives so that I can, you know, see, like, because, you know, sometimes when you see stuff on the TV and it says like it's affecting this place and that place, I like to know like who in my audience will be affected so that, you know, I could reach out when I see them in the comment section and see how everybody's doing. Yeah, things like that. So I think we're going to go over to Rock Chick Beauty. Let me see if she is live. Hold on. And I believe she is. I'm waiting for her to set up. She said she was going to set up her live. Let's see. No, she didn't set up a live yet. but she is going to. So we're just going to hang out here. What are you guys having today? No, I don't. I do not have OnlyFans. It's nice meeting you. I have to go. Oh, it's 1:10 a.m. Okay. Thank you so much for coming through. Have a nice rest. It's 1:10 p.m. in Florida. I think I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make a tuna cotta. Tuna cotto. That's what I feel like. I've been really enjoying tuna recently. I don't know what that's all about. But you know, all it is just tuna fish, some relish, avocado, and you know, you toast it. And I've been really enjoying that recently. So I think that's what I'm gonna have, a tuna cotto. What are you guys gonna have for lunch or dinner, depending on where you are? By the way, you look great. Thank you so much, Sunshine Vlog. I'll make sure I go by and I'll check out your channel. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night. Sleep well. So I am going to I'm going to be live, just so you guys know. I'll be back live in about, let's see, just about 4 hours. I'll be back again, and I'm going to be talking about how well do you know me. I'm going to be talking about that. Hi, I know that I'm going to mess up your name really bad. Teia, how are you doing? Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit the like. Good evening to you all, or good morning or good afternoon, because I never know. I know I have people from all around the world that come in. So thank you all so much for being here. And what did you have for breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Did you have breakfast? Are you just waking up? Or are you going to have lunch? But I'm about to go in the kitchen and make myself a tuna cotto. Just tuna fish with probably some dill. I think I have some dill left, and mayonnaise, some avocado, and toast it. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be bad. If I'm going to be bad, I'm going to have some French fries. But that's what I'm going to do. If I'm not going to be bad, I'm just going to have that sandwich with some water, and that will be it. But there's that. And I'm going to be back in about 4 hours at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in about 3 hours and 45 minutes. I'm going to come back, and I have the topic. Oh, it's okay, Boss Life Online. I'm just about to come off. I'm going to come back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys look forward to that one, because this is going to be a good topic I'm going to talk about. You guys, I'm doing like a get to know me. So see how well you know me. Guys, make sure you come back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to see how well do you know me. How well. I'm going to see how well my mods, how well. I hope Gio will come back. Boss Life Online, come back at 5 o'clock when I do my next live. I'm going to see how well people know me on this channel. So I'm waiting for Rock Chick Beauty to set up, and we're going to go over there. Let me see if I can put a link to her channel. I don't think she is live yet, but oh, here she is right here. So I'm going to share it. I'm going to copy the link, and I'm coming over to my chat to put it in here. Let's go. Okay. Okay, here we are. I'm going to put the link to Rock Chick Beauty. Let's raid her. Let's raid her. Come on over. Go on over. She's going to be live in 5 minutes. So I'll stay live until she goes live. So at 1:20, let's go over there. What are you guys doing? Kristen, what's for lunch? Gio, what's for lunch? It's all good, Rock Chick Beauty. No problem. What's for lunch, everybody? Or dinner or breakfast? I am hungry. Like, I could eat a whole big plate of food, but I'm trying to eat healthier. You know, it's hard to eat healthy because most of the time, all the things that I crave is bad food. Like fried food. I love fried food, but I'm trying to get out of that and develop some healthier habits. So hence the reason why I'm going to have tuna. So that's what I'm going to do as soon as I get off of here and go into Rock Chick Beauty's live stream. I'm going to make some lunch, do some laundry, and then I'm going to come back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come back if you guys want to get to know me. And I'll see how well you guys know me, the ones that have been hanging out. Let's see if Rock Chick, Kristen, Gio. Ooh, tuna with Ritz. Yeah, that's so good. Oh, I'm hungry. What are you eating, Kristen? What was for your lunch? What did you prepare for your family, or what are you having like leftovers? What's for lunch, Gio, or breakfast? Because I know for some people it's breakfast time. I think my California viewers, I think it's only 11 a.m. in California. So I know for some people it's breakfast time. But for me, it's lunchtime. I don't know what I'm going to cook for dinner yet. I am thinking I'm going to do stuffed shells because that's so easy. You just take the shells and you stuff it with the ricotta cheese, and then you add your marinara and some cheese on top. Simple. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do stuffed shells today for dinner with a salad. I need something easy. I don't feel like being in the kitchen over the stove for a long time today. So it's simple things. I was thinking about making some wraps, but I don't feel like doing that. So tuna it is. I think Rock Chick Beauty is live. So let me put that in there. Once again, we're gonna, if you guys would just go over there and put a like on her video if you can't stay, but please stay for a little bit if you can. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I really truly appreciate every single one of you. I'm gonna get out of here because I'm starving. Thanks. Shout out to all my mods. Shout out to my channel members. I got to shout out my channel members. Shout out my channel members. Shout out to Miss Nexie. Shout out to Sirius, a Virgo from Georgia. Shout out to Leticia's Third Eye Point of View. Shout out to I Am Tracy Lee. Shout out to Boss Life Online and Von D Gaming. Those are all my channel members. Hey, Nolans girl, how are you doing? Blessings to you too. Please come back. I'm going to go live again in about 3.5 hours. I'm going to go make my lunch, do some laundry, could do a little bit of cleaning, and I'll come back so we can do a chit chat. I'm going to do a little bit of like, how well do you guys know me? I'll see you guys there. Please go over and give Rock Chick Beauty a like. See you guys later. Bye, everybody. Thank you, mods. Thank you, channel members, and anybody who supported me today. Don't let people get to you and asking you questions to be nosy. See you guys later. I'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye bye, everybody.